EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. This crowd excited to see their Jaguars as both teams emerged from their tunnels a moment ago. We are just about ready for football as the Jags get set to match up with the Cleveland Browns. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Taken in the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
I have to give some credit to the defender on that one. He read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. First carry for Nick Chubb. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. From the gun, Mayfield. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 22. And they will score. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. A big play there by the rookie. An interception followed by the return for 6 points.
If you want to be accepted by your teammates and coaching staff, make plays like that.
Josh Lambo now for the point after. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good.
7, Browns nothing. Josh Lambo to kick off for Jacksonville.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
Their own 25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. Back to it after the pick 6, Mayfield. And bringing it in right side here, Beckham. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down.
Complete to Odell Beckham Jr.
That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
But that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
40 seconds to Mike. 40 seconds to Mike. Get in the right room. Get in the right room.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
I sat down with my accountant. He said, I got good news and I got bad news. I said, what's the good news? He said, the good news is you made a lot. I said, what's the bad news? The bad news is you spent more.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it. The linebacker, Miles Jack, able to knock that one away.
And he's only hit on 2 of his first 6 passes. Time for a quick quarterback regroup here with a big 3rd down coming up.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Mayfield with it once more. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 29-yard line. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17.
First down, Cleveland.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. Oh, so close to an interception. Read that beautifully. Got his hands on it. Couldn't get it. And it's 2nd down.
He was covered by...
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up
on 3rd down, Mayfield looking for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
Minshew and the Jags now with a 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. He'll throw from the gun. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Here we go. Check, look at me. Zipper. Check, go.
Throwing on first down is Minshew. And this is incomplete. Keelan Cole, the intended target. And it's 2nd down.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Minshew. Brought in here by Tyler Eifert. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting a fight for the football, and it's intercepted. That's the rookie from LSU, Grant Delpit. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Here's Mayfield. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. They toss it left side to Chubb. And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20.
The tackle.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. He'll take a shot here for Hooper downfield. And that is incomplete.
This offense has definitely been slow getting out of the gate. It's almost like they missed their wake-up call for this one. No points on their first 2 possessions, and now it's looking like none on this one either.
Is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And here comes Westbrook. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10.
Their own 48-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Myles Garrett in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Now Minshew. Caught Eifert over the middle. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down.
That's a good bounce-back play right there after taking a sack on 1st down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
They'll let this go for the end zone. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So instead of 4th down, 1st down.
Well, so much for winning the down you put a lot of emphasis on, because 3rd down is key for offense and defense. Instead, you're going to stay on the field and start a new set of downs.
And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. Raquel Armstead, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead.
For the point after.
Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you give the defensive touchdown early to give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, we've had that conversation with prior to the game, they always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. Taken about 7 yards deep. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14. Browns, nothing.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down. The Browns on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
And a nice carry and a first down for Cleveland. A nice pickup there by Nick Chubb, who's a bright spot for this Cleveland offense. He finished 2nd in the league in rushing in 2019 with nearly 1,500 yards on the ground and got into the end zone 8 times. And how about this for durability? Has not missed a game in his NFL career. What a bounce back from a big-time knee injury while at the University of Georgia.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
And partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Mayfield looks to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Jarvis Landry, Pro Bowl wideout, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
The Browns on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Throwing, Mayfield, and he fires one that's intercepted. He's picked off near his own 48, and he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
They'll go play action here with Minshew. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. DJ Chark, first-time Pro Bowler, the intended receiver. But it'll be 2nd down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Looking to throw it, Minshew. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. Touchdown, Jaguars. Tyler Eifert, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Josh Lambo to kick off for Jacksonville.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
Well, no, but hold on, let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you
Now
just
you
called
can
it.
go.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it. You mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
It's a gain of 17 yards.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to. Get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
A first down throw for Mayfield. And Mayfield again with the interception, his third. Picked off by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half, and you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest, we're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here, but he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
From the 35 on second down, Minshew being chased out left. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
So third down, they need to get to the 28 for a first.
Hey, Delta. Hey.
Minshew sets to throw. The open man is Shark. It's complete. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. Minshew and Shark on the hook up there. First down, Jacksonville. They'll run on first down. It's Thompson. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
34.
And there's the first tackle of the game for Carl Joseph. He's one of those safeties that you can utilize in any way you want. But I will have to say, I think the number one thing he does best is tackle.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They run the counter. Thompson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
Jacob Phillips.
They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 5.
Focusing on me, way from Tel Aviv. Barbados with the hustle pockets, LREs. Distinctive destinations, all I want to see.
They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer.
They're going to look to throw. And it's caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal. Running it with Armstead. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Raquel Armstead, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. Lambo on for the extra point. And that stretches the lead to 27.
Good. Makes the score Jaguars 27, Browns nothing.
And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Sidney Jones. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 26-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain there of 21 yards. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Back to throw here. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Gardner Minshew.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. So following this sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13.
Let's go, hey. Go, Mike 34, Mike 34. Hey, pick you up, go.
They'll look to throw here. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
On fourth down, on is Logan Cook to punt. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. A 40-yard punt, no return, and the Browns will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory.
13-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you get this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. The linebacker, Miles Jack, able to knock that one away.
He was covered by
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Mayfield to throw it. Looks for Beckham again. This time he finds him. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Second down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. He may try and run for this. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the 1st. And likely time for one final play here in the half. So they will go for it on 4th down. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports halftime report. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. So they touched it before it went 10, and that's obviously not going to help their comeback bid here in the 4th.
No, not at all, and they're trying to get something going after one there, but you've got to give yourself a chance. Let it go 10 before you touch it.
Shotgun handoff to Thompson, and he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
No gain on the play.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Again, a run with Thompson. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41.
34 on the carry.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
That's out to the left and complete. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
That's good.
A Jaguar first down as Minshew finds Westbrook.
1st and 10 at the 36.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. They toss it to Thompson. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. They go with Thompson again, and he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Minshew throwing on third down. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Jacob Phillips in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man. So on fourth down, Jags kicker Josh Lambo comes on. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Donovan Peoples-Jones on the return. The Browns take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned. Because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Josh Allen in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Working out of the gun, Mayfield, and he gets it to his running back, Nick Chubb. That's going to bring up fourth down, only a gain of 2 there.
A gain of 2 yards on the play.
On fourth down, they snap it to Mayfield. That's into the hands of Donovan Peoples-Jones. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. A gutsy decision there at this stage in the second half in their own territory. And a decision that they might regret.
Can't wait for the postmortem. You know, this post-game press conference, because the questions are going to come fast and furious about this decision. No matter how the game turns out, right? What were you thinking there? Why? Did you have a certain play call? Were you confident in your defense? Oh, yeah. Why? It's going to keep coming up.
Yeah, no matter the scoreboard, just tough to justify. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
From the gun, Minshew to throw. Got a man out of the backfield. It's Chris Thompson. Now the ball comes loose, and this is picked up by the Browns. That he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. If you got to find a good balance, carrying it firmly, yet at the same time under control.
Jarvis Landry.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. On 1st and 10, Mayfield. Past the 20. And finding the tight end, Hooper. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That's a gain of 31 with right around 1 minute to go in the quarter. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Odell Beckham with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Browns get a score closer. And in the red zone, I guess this is why you have a guy like that on your roster.
Without a doubt, and if you have him, you use him because he's a guy who's going to win just about every time. I don't care what the coverage is.
Whoa! He just yanked that one well to the left and no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
25-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Check, 93's the mic, 93's the mic. Come to my work. We want it. Come to my work.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Let's go, D, let's go. Hey, let's get there. Check.
Now on 2nd and 13. Minshew to Thompson on the screen. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Out of the gun is Minshew. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
Chris Conley.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. Here's Logan Cook now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Fielded at about the 28. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
Complete.
A good pickup there of 22.
A gain of 22 yards. And the Browns first down.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. That's complete to Peoples-Jones. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
At the 25-yard line.
From the gun, Mayfield. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown.
Jarvis Landry.
Jarvis Landry, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns make some inroads here on that deficit. He's got it. So they convert the 2. That keeps their slim hopes alive as we're back to a 2-score game.
Browns 14.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded in the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. If they can score here, they have a chance to make this a 3-possession game and all but put things to bed. Throwing on first down is Minshew. Looking long for Westbrook. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Jaguars. D.D. Westbrook, 76 yards. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. Trying to bust out of that losing funk, and these fans have to like this. And all right, fellas, this is more like it.
And I know that if this holds up after the game, they're going to give the fans a lot of credit being at home, getting the support. But you and I both know it goes deeper than that. They had to get it together in their own facility, look each other in the eye and say, okay, what's it going to take to break this losing streak? And they really came together with a good week of practice.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Now Donovan Peoples-Jones. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
The Browns take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there. We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Here's the throw dropped off to his fullback. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards.
First down.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for first and 10. Now Mayfield. And my goodness, another interception. Picked by Jared Wilson. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
No gain on.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
58 to Mike.
They'll keep it on the ground. Thompson, and a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Tight right. 4 down. At 58 is the Mike. Well, 58 is the Mike.
Here's Minshew. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Call it an even 40-yard punt, 7-0 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
At their own 40-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. Myles Jack working free that time to take him down. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA.
Odell Beckham Jr.
I'm only going to be able to
all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Number 13.
Odell Beckham with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Browns get a score closer. The electric OBJ, the short reception, and then he did the rest of the work himself.
You know, there's a thing that the players always talk about, the coaches in the league, they call it play speed. Because, you know, we had that time speed when we're running the 40s at the combine and, you know, in pro days and all of that. But play speed is different. And OBJ's play speed is some of the best in the league. In other words, when he has the ball in his hands or he's running a route, he runs it just a little bit harder than most people. And oftentimes, you come up wrong on your angles trying to tackle him.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taken in the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Things were looking really good at half, Charles, but the story has changed, and they just sat this offense on the sideline, watch another touchdown go in the wrong direction. They're really getting blitzed in this second half.
And the pressure is really on because they need a big-time drive to calm things down. Well, as you mentioned, things have really gone in the wrong direction. The momentum's all on the other side of the ball. Their offense has now given their defense a lot of confidence. You know they're going to get after them here.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Taken down right.
No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 7.
Circle around twice for the encore. If you know, you know.
Now Minshew. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Greedy Williams picks it off. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure whatever the reason is. And this is caught for a touchdown. Now hold everything here. Flag in the backfield. This one might be coming back. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. To throw, Mayfield. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the 2nd extra point he's missed so far. So here we go. They'll need the recovery, obviously, then a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie. And the Jaguars are going to cover this one up. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that one. They needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. And he stopped immediately there. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. They'll give it back to Armstead. And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
Up 3rd and 6.
The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback.
20-yard line.
Ridiculous with words, such a force of nature. I don't want to seem absurd, but that boy's a gangster. Focusing on me, way from Tel Aviv. Barbados with the hustle, pockets LIDs. Distinctive destinations, all I want to see. Oceanfront residences.
The Browns drive about to get started. They're down here in a 1-score game. At the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete.
Mayfield.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 42.
And Charles, in this one, the fourth quarter became a lot more interesting, I know, than I anticipated. Probably you anticipated. A comeback bid falling just a little bit short.
You're never supposed to count a team out, and I know we didn't on air, but mentally, I just didn't see this type of a comeback, especially one that put them in a position to put the real pressure on them down the stretch.
So for Jacksonville, the win keeps them barely hanging on to their playoff hopes as they move to 4-7. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for the Browns, the problems just get worse and worse as they fall to 2-9 now on the year. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Nashville. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Flag on the play.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a flag on the play.
Yeah, yeah.